Welcome back to the Wrestling Roundtable. In the previous segment, we were talking about some of the best and worst entrance themes, music in wrestling. Now, we're going to talk about entrances, which does involve music. But there's a lot more to an entrance now, because obviously, with the fabulous Freebirds, supposedly, innovating entrance music, it became like a domino effect where from there, then it's got to be bigger and better and more things added to an entrance to be cool. See Undertaker.
See Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
So with that in mind, what were some of the best entrances in wrestling?
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, I thought an awesome entrance. The music, the dun, 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 dun. I wouldn't want to be in the ring with that entrance is coming out. I'll tell you that. And he comes out with the spotlight. He does, warm up, and then he jumps on the ring.
Yeah, until they added the pyro when he jumped up onto the apron.
That added to it.
Subtle.
But I didn't need it. I still liked it before.
Well, yeah.
Goldberg, for some reason,
Goldberg
still very minimalist.
Goldberg,
but you take any of those elements away, it doesn't work.
Yes.
When he's
Breathing
breathing in
smoke.
fire like a dragon.
And breathing it
I
out.
bet he
Who
didn't even,
before
I
that
bet,
stood in pyro?
Why would you
right.
want to be in
I
the ring
bet
when
he
that
didn't
man is
even-
coming, blowing that smoke from the pyro? I would not want to be anywhere near him.
I hate it when people are like, why does he need security to come out?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Because real athletes come out with an entourage.
Yeah, and it was cool, the whole backstage.
Doug Dillinger knocks on his door.
What do you think were some of the best entrances?
Berlyn could have been one of the coolest,
Oh,
and it was awesome.
It was.
But it could have been even cooler. I mean, black and white NWO stuff with like Undertaker goth stuff.
Well, it wasn't black and white, it was strobe.
Oh,
And it was kind of overexposed.
yeah,
and had this
overexposed,
weird
whatever. It
film.
had an NWO-ish thing.
And he had
to
his
it.
entourage,
It had that,
including the wall.
it had that New World Order,
Yeah.
apocalyptic
Right,
thing
yes.
to it where he would come in.
Bryan Danielson, best one currently going.
Oh, absolutely.
When that, the final countdown, such a terrible song.
Oh, it's an awesome song.
It's
Context.
a reverse,
Mm.
taken out of Bryan Danielson. 5 years ago, if you would have heard that on the radio, you would have said, boy, this is the shittiest song I've ever heard in my life.
Well, it's like basketball.
It's a terrible
between
song,
quarters
but
music.
it's just so awesome that
If anybody else was coming out to it,
it's so awesome that because this just seems like his goofy kind of just sense of humor that he comes out to this.
Well, here's the thing. When the music hits, I, as a fan, am relieved I'm finally going to get some good wrestling.
It's so cool. The lights go off and it's still that you hear the
When you get the cool red, white, and blue strobes,
lights,
then the strobe when he comes out with his cool maroon
He's
robe,
got the robe and
he
he's
does
like
the
there.
amateur wrestling circle around the ring, and the fans get to cheer the final count. It's really fun, and especially when he got as big a pop as he did last night in the arena.
It was
But
nice.
for entrances, still, and this is maybe a reason why this guy is still kind of over, is Triple H. He's got the coolest entrance in wrestling, period. That song, first of all, is a great offshoot of the theme from My Time in '99. It's basically the same guitar riff. And Motorhead did it really well, of course, because Triple H got his voice from Lemmy. But then he's got the spotlight and the Michaels cum that he spits out, water. And then you add the element of WrestleMania where it's he got the awesome, the first time anyway,
He gets the band of
Motorhead theme, live. They played him out to the ring. And of course we've got some people trying to do that, like Mysterio's the other year or whatever. That was kind of cool too with the Aztec outfit. But do you think these bands, like Limp Bizkit for Undertaker 19, those sort of things should be done more, or should it be saved for WrestleMania?
WrestleMania, WrestleMania's, kind of lose its punch as it is for fans like us. At least make it special.
It doesn't have to be WrestleMania, but
or a big event.
It's always, but what I would like to
I'm not
see,
saying Raw every week, but maybe pay-per-view.
or even if it's something. Well, no, this is
Or
why.
if you want to do a
This is
3 hour
why.
watch and make it seem special.
Let's say, all things being equal, that CM Punk was built up to win the title correctly, and then whatever band that does his stupid song played him out on a Raw where he won the belt. That would make Raw look huge.
Yeah.
Okay, by doing it at WrestleMania, it only makes it good for WrestleMania. The other thing I was going to say is, why not have bands do more of the songs that aren't band songs? Why not have a band play? A guy
did for Cena's entrance.
That was amazing.
Oh,
that marching band,
the
that
marching band.
was ingenious.
That was cool.
In this Citrus Bowl or Orange Bowl or Tangerine Bowl, whatever the hell they were.
Well, some of the other best entrances, and I think Jim Johnston, who we mentioned in the previous segment, should win an award for Goldust.
We should.
Just Goldust theme alone.
Yeah.
The entrance, of course, perfectly complemented the character and all the elements they did, the letterbox strobe, the glitter, everything was perfect. But someone else in that vein is Kane. And with the lighting, with the first song in '97, what's brilliant about that song to me is we all know the goofy backstory with Kane. That theme told you every moment of that story. Like every feeling that Kane was supposed to have as a character was completely embodied in this
washed out organ
Like
sound.
that Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, but not like the Maestro,
No,
not cheesy. This one huge scary chord, and then this pyro, with the chord, and then this guitar comes in, and this just one single scary beat, nothing to change it, and that is precisely what that character's supposed to evoke.
Especially, the red lighting.
Red lighting,
Here
the
comes
whole
the
thing.
red
the whole
outfit.
thing.
It's just really.
But back to the minimalist thing with Brock,
Mhm.
I really think that sometimes a wrestler can get a lot across with how he does his entrance.
Mhm.
I mean, Austin's theme is awesome, the glass breaking and everything. But when this guy just comes walking out, mouthing off with his head bobbing
Yeah,
back
he never
and
had a
forth,
band or anything.
right,
High
coming out
roll.
to the ring, going right up to each rope, throwing his arms up. And a lot of guys do that, and I think that's a cue that they should teach young wrestlers about ways to really play with the crowd. Rock, excellent use of that 3 minutes where he can do his entrance, going to the rope, throwing his arms up, playing the crowd, doing certain things that became associated with him.
One was Kurt Angle too.
Yeah, excellent.
Kurt Angle, especially with Team Angle, they all came out with the hoodies and
The
everything.
hoodies.
Well, I think someone who did not do that was Christopher Daniels in Ring of Honor, and that's going to bring me to some of the worst entrances. Christopher Daniels in Ring of Honor had, I swear, it felt like an 8-minute entrance every night. An intro to the intro of the song. Then he'd come out and go to every side, and then every corner, and the whole damn song would practically play. It was just like, let's get on with this, get over with it. It was just really boring to sit through. And I like Christopher Daniels, but when it came to his entrance, the only good thing was about the lighting.
Mexicools.
Well, yeah.
Playing into every theme was just garbage, and
Well, immediately, as opposed to getting you excited about someone, you just immediately start rolling your eyes.
yeah, exactly.
It was that's like the cue to go to the bathroom or something. That song. Ugh.
ECW started this trend, which I think Ring of Honor and TNA have the mantle of really trying to take a company that doesn't have a lot of production and try to make production. Now, it works with someone like Bryan Danielson, but when you have people like Simon Diamond, these talentless hack sort of guys, and they come out and they have some theme that they picked, which is never a good idea to let wrestlers pick their own theme. See House of the Rising Sun, which is one of the greatest songs ever written, done so many times. Yeah, it's like a classic blues,
great
like
song.
300 years old. And this schmuck comes out,
Jimmy Rave,
Jimmy
used it
Rave,
also, yeah.
and he drags himself out there. He's got no personality to begin with. It makes this great song sound so horrible, and it makes him look even worse.
Well, we mentioned before in the previous segment rip-offs, and of course TNA has picked up the tradition of WCW to do that. And when we went to see TNA in Trenton, one of the people I was looking forward to seeing most was Booker T. And to me, it's because his rip-off entrance theme is closer to his WCW rather theme. Do you think it's bad to have a rip-off theme like that if someone goes to another company, or is it familiarity? Is it continuity?
I think it's continuity.
Depends.
On how good it is?
If
Yeah.
Kurt Angle's new theme was that's
how they do
it.
Do you think it's too contrived for these guys to come out at the exact same moment in every song, or is
I
that
think
part
it's
of?
important. It's very important.
It
to-
adds to
That
it.
totally
You really
plays
have
into
to
the
know
crowd.
when. That's one thing about Bret's. He always delayed. He always waited
Mhm.
until maybe the beat came in, and then he
He had
came
that,
out.
that
Or
drum
after,
like do, and then he'd come through.
or he'd wait till after the name was announced, and then he'd come out.
I think it's fine until you get these indie wrestlers who just choose whatever song they want, and
Like
it's
I
a
said,
billion-hour-long
yeah.
intro, like Special K.
The one that I hate also is like these indie guys that come out to a cover that just came out like 3 weeks ago of Should I Stay or Should I Go or whatever. I can't
Well,
stand that.
we
crap.
gotta go, Chris, and I want to wrap it up here. But first, I want to mention that one of the last shows we did was Best and Worst Merchandise. And one thing I want to pass along to you fans is, of course, you were clamoring for us to come back for this past month and a half. Would you be interested in any Wrestling Roundtable merchandise? And if so, what kind? Send in your ideas and maybe we'll take a look at them. But we're going to have to go for now. Next week, we're going to be talking about Brock Lesnar's latest fight and his upcoming fight with Randy Couture. And we're also going to be covering the time machine topic. What if so-and-so happened? And, of course, we're also going to have our big announcement. So for the panel, Brett Simonello, Rodney LeConte, Chris Harris, Lawrence Haber, I'm your host, Eric Santamaria. Thank you for watching and join us next week.